Hello, everyone. I'm D.Lisa. I'm a dream doula,
Hi, I'm Cristina Spatera. I'm a psychotherapist and relationship coach.
and we're going to talk about sleep today.
Sleep,
How do you sleep?
yes.
How do you sleep?
How do you sleep? Are we talking about positionally? How well? Do
I
we
think the
dream, not
question, my
dream?
ques- my question was, when you wake up in the morning, do you feel rested?
Ah, I think it depends how long I've slept. Like I find for me, if I get, as long as I get over 5 hours, like if it's six, 6.5, 7, I'm a functional human being. If I get like 5 hours, I'm sort of pushing it below 5 hours. Yeah, I won't feel right the next day. So I need 6.5 to 7 hours, and then I wake up feeling great.
You know what? I think studies have shown that we need like 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night, but humans don't get that.
Yeah.
Most humans don't. I found when I was younger, I ran around. I'm kind of a night owl, so I would stay up
Mm-hmm.
until midnight, sometimes
Mm-hmm.
1. Then I'd get up at 6 so I could take my kids to school,
Mm-hmm.
and that was not enough hours of sleep.
Yeah.
And only noticed that when I went on vacation with my kids because I would
Mm-hmm.
sleep as long as I wanted, and sometimes I would take a nap. At the end of the vacation, I'd be like, wow, I feel great. Not only was I on
Right.
vacation, but I
You're
feel
getting
great.
adequate
Like
sleep.
so much sleep. And if I just went to sleep when I wanted to and woke up when I was awake,
Mm-hmm.
for me, it's 8 or 9 hours. So
Interesting.
8 or 9 hours of sleep for me is my perfect zone. Although I can do 6 or 7. Um, I've noticed how some people do sleep and how they recommend we do sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And recently I heard a story about a woman who just couldn't sleep.
Mm-hmm.
She couldn't sleep well. It was ruining her life.
Oh, poor
And
thing.
another coach friend of mine gave her all these techniques to try. And
Mm-hmm.
so then she finally found a way that she could sleep.
Mm.
Um, but one of them is 2 hours before you go to sleep, you stop eating
Mm. Yes.
because rest and digest, like you shouldn't just be digesting your dinner as soon as you lay
Mm-hmm.
down. That'll
Mm-hmm.
give you heartburn, and
Exactly.
it's not good. So 2 hours before you go to bed, you stop eating.
Mhm.
2 hours before you go to bed, ideally, you stop screen time,
Yes. 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 I agree
which
with
I
that.
think for most people is really hard. Because
That
what are
is
you
really
doing right
hard.
before you go to bed? Watching TV, watching a
Mm-hmm.
movie, scrolling on social media,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's true.
boing, close your eyes, but you still have got that
Got
blue
all that
light, electric
stimulation.
energy going on.
Yes, absolutely.
Um, and some people like to have a ritual before they go to
Mm-hmm.
sleep. So, what is the ritual? Do you have a cup of tea? Do
Mm-hmm.
you read a book?
Mm-hmm.
If you have young children, maybe you read a book with your young children.
Mm-hmm.
Um, maybe the parent falls asleep while they're reading a book
Yeah.
to the small children, and the kids are like,
Mm-hmm.
"Mommy, you're asleep. Mommy, wake up. You didn't read the rest of the book." And I was like, "Oh, tomorrow." I do like reading before I go to bed.
Me too, actually. I love reading. I find I have to be careful what I read before bed because I will usually the last thing I've consumed, I will dream about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, so I like to read things or listen to music that can put me in a nice potential dream state.
Right. Something soothing, something relaxing, something
Yes,
not
yes.
jarring. Like, yeah, reading a horror fiction book, probably not the right
Oh,
thing to
I'm
read
gonna
before
have a
bed.
horrible night.
Because you go back into that story, right? And then start dreaming
Exactly.
you're in the story.
Yeah, especially since we like this dream doula. My dreams are very vivid.
Mm.
I've always been a very vivid dreamer. So already have whole stories going on. So I can't have anything too upsetting come into my dream imagery because I
Tell me
will
more.
remember
Ooh,
it.
tell me more. So you're a vivid dreamer and
Mhm.
everything is really bright and
Oh, yeah.
realistic and loud and
Yes.
like you're really in.
Yes.
It's not like you're watching a movie. It's like you're
Nope.
in an
I'm in
experience.
it. I'm totally in the experience. And I
Mm.
almost always remember it when I wake up.
Do you ever know that you're in a dream when you're in the dream?
I have actually, yeah. In fact, if I'm in a dream that is particularly starting to bother me, I'll remind myself, wait a minute, I'm in a dream. And this is when then I say, oh, yeah, I can do what I want. What am I worrying about?
Mm,
Like,
yeah,
I don't have to worry
yeah.
about that. I can do what I want. Oh, yeah. So then I'll make myself do things. I'm like, wait a minute, I can move that thing. I can
Right. Yeah.
fly off this.
If you can wake up in dreamland and know you're in a dream, you could do anything.
Yeah.
Anything. There's no limit in dreamland to what you can walk through walls,
Hmm.
you can fly, you can blow things up.
Hmm.
Yeah. Fascinating. Usually when I'm not a very good up until now lucid
Hmm.
dreamer. So usually
Hmm.
if I know I'm in a dream, it's because it's a really scary dream and suddenly I'm like,
Mm.
"Oh, wait, this is a dream. I don't have to do this." And then once I
Hmm.
get that thought, I'm out of the dream. I'm awake.
You're out of the dream. Yeah.
Yeah. Instead of what I would love to do is like kill that monster or fly off
Yeah.
the side of the cliff I'm falling off of or whatever it is in dreamland that I'm doing. The out of control car going down the hill. The brakes could work, or I could
Yeah.
fly
Just
instead of,
gotta make it.
ah.
Hmm. Or you can just make something disappear like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, not, I don't always do that because sometimes I am very much caught up in the story. So sometimes I'm not always having the awareness of dream.
Right.
But yeah, and it's always, maybe it's the writer in me. It's always been a series of
Mm.
stories in my dreams. And sometimes I'll have chapter things going on. And sometimes I'll have story dreams that are so intricate that there some of them I've actually have written down as potential story ideas because I'm like, I have a whole plot line going with characters and all this stuff.
Why not? You know, that's how the book Frankenstein was born.
Yes, the idea that Mary Shelley had the nightmare.
She had a nightmare and then she wrote this first horror fiction book of modern times.
Yeah. I I had a history teacher who spoke of Mary Shelley, and it was really interesting because he spoke of the fact because her parents, if I recall correctly from what this teacher had told us, were scientists of their day and
Oh,
very much about progress and the wonderful things that we will be able to do. And Mary Shelley was almost like saying a cautionary thing to her parents. Be
yeah,
careful.
Oh,
Be
I like that point of view. Be
careful.
careful of all the pieces you might put together and make a monster.
Exactly, exactly. That it might have even been not so much the dream that the rumor has it, but that she was actually saying to her parents, hey, we got to be careful here. Sort of like some people are sounding the alarm with AI. Everybody's so excited, AI, AI, AI. But you have some people who are definitely sounding the alarm that unless, we're careful, it may go places we don't want it to go.
Well, and the original designer, one of the original concept designers of AI is one of the people that says that the most.
Oh, yeah, totally. That's been his thing.
Wow. Okay. So dreams don't necessarily make your sleep bad or poor.
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's because every night, each one of us dreams for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And if you live to be 80 years old, that's 6.5 years of dreaming.
Mm-hmm.
So 6.5 years, wouldn't you like to know more about that?
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to sleep in a dark room, like really,
Mm-hmm.
really dark, like
Mm-hmm.
blackout shades, super
Mm-hmm.
dark, that helps them sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to sleep in a cold room.
Mm-hmm.
So under cozy covers, but cold air in the room that
Mm-hmm.
helps them
Mm-hmm.
sleep. So if you have trouble sleeping, I would imagine you could do dark room, leave the window open if it's safe, or turn
Mm-hmm.
your air conditioning on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, have some relaxing tea before you go to sleep. Read
Mm-hmm.
an interesting, calm book before you go to
True.
sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Don't watch any screens for at least an hour, probably two before you go to sleep. And sometimes people like to have a ritual. So just like you might say to your kid, if you have kids, first
Mm-hmm.
we're going to take a bath, and then we're going to brush your
Mm-hmm.
teeth, and then we're going to
Mm-hmm.
read a book, and then you're going to go to sleep. And then the
Mm-hmm.
kid just knows that the bath time, the book time, then it's time to go to sleep. And your brain gets ready to sleep if you do these certain rituals. So what is the ritual that would make you feel happy to go to sleep? Is it a bath? Cool. Is
Mm-hmm.
it a shower? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is it reading a book? Drinking chamomile tea?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Instead of just like, oh, I'm tired. I gotta go to sleep now.
Mm-hmm. So then the key is, and as we seem to establish with this, that sleep is an extremely individual thing. Like,
Yes.
yes, scientists say, we need the 8 to 9, 10 hours, but some people are fine a little less. So the key is you need to figure out, what is my optimum sleep time? How long does your body let you sleep if you have not set the alarm? Now, here's the tricky part. If you've gotten used to waking up at a certain time, you find your body will automatically do it. But if you really don't set the alarm and you really don't say, okay, this is when I have to get up, when is the time that is most comfortable for you? That when you wake up, that's your optimum time. When you're feeling tired at night and you're ready to go to sleep, but you're not pushing yourself to stay up beyond that, what is that most comfortable time for you?
Right. Because some people will have their best night's sleep ever if they go to sleep at 10
Mm-hmm.
or midnight,
Right.
are you, or 8.
Mm-hmm.
For years, I worked odd hours. And
Mm-hmm.
I think for people that they're working at night and sleeping during the day, they have
Mm-hmm.
other issues. Like people
Oh
are
yeah.
out there working on houses and mowing their lawns and
Mm-hmm.
doing construction
Right.
while they're trying to sleep during the day, but at night
Mm-hmm.
they're awake.
Yep.
And
Yep.
what I found was the hardest time to stay awake is between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. Your body really,
Mm.
really wants to be asleep then, even if you're
Oh
staying up all
yeah.
night working. So it's like, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake.
Yes, it's true.
I love that idea. The more sleep you have, the more healthy you will be, the
Mm-hmm.
more uh, I don't psychologically, what's the word I'm looking for? That I think you'll be happier. I think you'll be calmer. I think you'll be physically and emotionally and mentally healthier if you get
Mm-hmm.
a good amount of sleep, because sleep is when we dream. Sleep is when
Mm-hmm.
our body regenerates.
Mm-hmm.
The cells in the body are just regenerating. And sleep
Mm-hmm.
is when we get to rest and reset.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Now, that to be said though, some people genuinely have sleep issues.
Yeah.
And, they have to take some sort of aid, or even with that, they can't always get what they need. And sleep is so important, because if you're sleep deprived enough, you really can go batty. I mean, my heart goes out to people who genuinely struggle with sleep and are
Hmm.
trying to find that combo of what will help them. So, if anyone's watching and you're struggling with sleep, don't give up. Keep trying to find that combination medication meditation that will help you get the sleep you need. And we are thinking of you and sending you good energy. We know that it's hard for some people to truly get that quality sleep.
Right. And I'd love to hear if you finally get a restful night's sleep because something
Mm-hmm.
we shared with you works. What was it?
Yes,
I'd love to hear
exactly.
what.
That would be
All right.
great.
Thanks, Christina. And don't forget to follow us. Hit the follow button.
Sounds
Bye for
great.
now.
Bye.